A very good evening to you, and thank you for joining us. My name is Lillian Muli, and it's time for Women in Leadership. Michelle Ntalami is a beautiful and vibrant entrepreneur who's changing how women care for their natural hair. A lot of you are sending in questions about your natural hair. Some of you asking, why is my hair growing so slowly? Why is my hair thinning out? Well, my guest in studio tonight is Pro Natural Hair. Marini Naturals actually recently won the Best Product Award in the recently held Kenya Hair and Beauty Awards. And like I said, Michelle here is the founder and CEO of Marini Naturals, Kenya's first quality natural hair care line. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me, Lillian.
So, Michelle, there's a movement of dedicated natural hair loyalists who
Yeah.
are dubbed naturalistas.
Yeah.
And the question, actually, the comments that a lot of men are sending in is that they find natural hair on women unprofessional and tidy, especially when it's not as long.
Yeah.
Because it can get a bit nappy, it can get a bit kinky. What would you say about that?
Okay, so actually quite the contrary from the men that I've spoken with. They actually embrace a woman who, you know, flaunts her natural hair and is not shy to show the world, you know, how her natural hair is. So I think it's a mix. I think probably what the men don't like is unkempt natural hair. So, I mean, obviously if you're going to, because natural hair needs more maintenance. So if you're going to leave it out open, then you need to know how to take care of it for it to look professional.
Okay.
Yeah.
Away from that, I want to talk about Marini Naturals, and we'll be getting into what this product is actually all about. How was this conceptualized?
So it all began 3 years ago. That was 2013. So at that point in my life, I was really looking at my lifestyle and how I was living my life. And it was, I would say, it was like a pivotal point for me in my life. It was a turning point for me because I found myself living a very unhealthy lifestyle. I was just eating unhealthy, drinking unhealthy, not exercising. So when I reevaluated my life choices and I looked at myself in the mirror, I'm like, oh my God, is this me at 20-something? And, you know, I've completely lost control of my body and of myself. So at that very moment, me and a few very close friends of mine, we decided to just live a more natural lifestyle. That meant everything that in our life that was unnatural or synthetic or not healthy, basically, we cut it off. Then we started going to the gym. We formed like a working out club. I started going to the gym with my friends. We started working out. We started living healthy, eating right. And one of the things that had to go was chemicals, including both on skin and on hair. So that meant cutting out my hair completely, and I grew it afresh naturally.
You went bald, or you just had a clean shave?
I did something called the big chop. The big chop is when you have the guts to just cut off all your glorious hair and just have it boy short and start from there.
And talking about the big chop, a lot of women hide behind wigs and weaves. For you, the reaction, I mean, even from your friends and for yourself as a person, when you chopped off all your hair,
yeah,
was that a struggle, you know, the first couple of weeks, first couple of days, just going with this very short hair?
Boy look.
Yeah.
Quite frankly, it was. I'll be very honest. In the beginning, I was like, what have I done? And it was very scary to actually leave the house like that. And I sort of felt naked. I felt like everyone can see all my flaws. And you know, your face stands out, yeah? When you go natural, your face just is shown to the world, all your flaws, if you think you have any. And at that point, I felt very vulnerable and very afraid, you know, to walk out like that, to walk around like that. But I realized that the more I carried myself with confidence, the more I said, you know what, this is how I look, this is how I am, this is how God made my hair. And I will go to the supermarket when I've just done like a wash and go, which is when you just wash your hair, apply some gel, and let your natural curls pop. And ladies would come up to me like, wow, what do you do to your hair? How do you achieve those curls? How did you achieve that? And even the men were like, that's a really good look on you. So I slowly built my confidence. But the issue then came that I didn't have any products that could sustain my natural hair. So that's how Marini came into existence.
So there was a gap in the market. You couldn't find anything that was working for you?
Yes, there was a huge gap in the market. Everything that was meant for natural hair could only be found on like a YouTube tutorial or on Amazon or on eBay. So I was finding myself buying, spending around 6,000 to 10,000 shillings just on products, not even the styling or the labor, just on products. abroad, shipping them back to Kenya. And for me, that was not sustainable. So I started just making my own products, mixing my own products, giving them to my friends to sample, to try. I formed a small focus group of naturalistas, and I told them, you know what, for 6 months, we're going to test products.
What were you using? What were you playing around with?
Everything from coconut oil to aloe vera to glycerin to natural preservatives. You know, everything that I had read, because I did a lot of research for around 3 years. I was doing a lot of study and research, so I knew what is good, what is considered natural and healthy for skin and hair. So I would go and get some flax seeds and boil them, and then strain the gel, put them into the curling gel, ask my friends to try them.
Wow.
And when they put them on their hair, their curls just instantly pop. And that today is the Curl Magic curling gel, actually.
And by this time, your hair is growing. It's growing.
Yes, it's growing.
It's no longer a boy cut.
It's growing, and yes, and I've stopped ordering online from Amazon.
Okay. Let's talk about Marini Naturals. Its name, I mean, from the name to the logo to the scent, because ladies want to put something on their hair that smells good, that has a good fragrance on it, the packaging, the label design, the brand plan, the marketing strategy, all of this, this was you.
Yes. So it really helps, and I'm very thankful for the fact that I have a strong background in marketing and branding. I'm a chartered marketer, which has really helped me to package my own brand, you know, sing my own tune, so to speak. It's really helped me do that. So the name Marini Naturals, in the beginning I wanted a name that sounds African. I didn't care the language, if it's Igbo or Zulu or Xhosa, I didn't care. I just wanted it to sound African and to mean beautiful. So I went on to Google, and I Googled all the possible ways of saying beautiful or charming in any African language. And right then, Marini popped, and to me it just stood out. I was like, wow, this is a lovely name. And I saw right next to it the language is Swahili. So I didn't even think it would be that close to home. But for me, it had a ring to it, Marini Naturals, and I felt it's a word all women will relate to, Africans will sort of relate to, even internationally. I felt it's very campaignable. It has that factor of going international. So I stuck to the name Marini Naturals. Then I went and called each one of my products something unique, going by what they do for your hair. So for example, the Curl Magic curling gel, as soon as you apply it, for those hair types that are looser curled, we have grading in hair. So we have the 3 A's up to the 4 C's. So for the looser curl ladies, instantly curls appear like magic. So that's why I call it Curl Magic. And then for the butter, it helps to give you very nice soft curls. So hence the name Curl Me Pretty.
Wow.
Yeah.
The startup capital, because a lot of people are afraid of venturing into business because they don't have the money. They're competing, say, with international brands like hair care. Obviously, you're in competition with international brands.
Yeah.
So where did you get the money to start?
It wasn't easy. That's a question I get asked, and I always say it was not easy getting that initial startup capital. However, I have another company called Brandvine Group, which is a brand and marketing agency. I was able to pull some resources from that, which is a decent amount of the capital. And then my family also really helped me. My mom chipped in a lot financially. She's also my partner in this business. My brother also really chipped in a lot financially, my big brother. So, and then I also joined a SACCO. So you know the beauty with SACCOs, if you put in X amount, you can withdraw ×3. And that ×3 was enough to get Marini started. I'd put it at about $50,000 to $70,000, which was not easy to get.
Which is an equivalent of about how much in Kenyan shillings?
Around about 5 to 7 million. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is at a go or gradually?
No, slowly. Slowly, we're still building on that. There's still capital needed. You know, we're looking into starting up a factory or a small plant. We're looking into improving our packaging, our branding. So there's always capital needed. So that's still in phases.
The lab testing and the packaging, this is all done locally?
Everything is done locally. The designs, thankfully, we have an in-house design team, of course, led by myself. So we conceptualize the branding, the packaging in-house. And then we also have, basically we have a team in-house that does marketing, social media, all that stuff. So that really helps to take off the load from me.
And as we continue with the conversation, I want to take some of your questions, because a lot of you are forwarding questions to Michelle here, and let me get those for you. Okay, as they load, let's talk about as the SMSs load.
Sure.
Okay, here we go. You know, different reactions coming in here. I've cut my hair, I want to be natural, but my hair is hard. So somebody here talking about their hair being a bit kinky. Somebody again saying my hair is hard like steel wool. What can I apply for it to soften and still remain natural? Somebody here saying, how can we eradicate gray hair, which is not related with old age? I suppose she means a lot of chemicals have caused that. So a lot of questions here coming in about hair, and particularly how to make it fuller and softer.
Okay, great. So we have a product for that. Basically, thinning hair is something that there's a condition called traction alopecia, which is caused by over braiding your hair or applying tension, too much tension to your hair. So your hair starts to be pulled out from its roots, and that's what makes it thin. So we have a product for that called the Potent Hair Growth Oil. One of the ingredients, which is one of the world's most effective ingredients for hair growth, is wheat germ. Now, our Potent Hair Growth Oil has wheat germ. So if it's consistently used for 3 months, if the hair oil is used for 3 months, then you're bound to see a change in the health of your hair. We're not straight up guaranteeing you growth, but we're guaranteeing you healthy hair, more volume, shine, all that kind of stuff. So I would urge her, even if she can get wheat germ oil in its raw form or get the Potent Hair Growth Oil from Marini, I think it's something that could really work for her.
I want to talk about those with relaxed hair, or those who wear weaves or wigs because they want to protect either their relaxed hair, they want it to grow out and perhaps get a little bit stronger, or those who have natural hair but opt to wear weaves because, you know, they have glamorous jobs, they're either models or they're what, and don't want so much heating pressure on their hair. What would you advise people like those to do?
For those who wear weaves?
For those who wear weaves. There are those who wear weaves because they want to protect their hair. So wearing a weave under, I mean, on top of your natural hair, does that still, you know, create pressure on your root? No, actually, I am not averse to weaves. I mean, I'm a huge advocate for natural hair, but I myself wear weaves. A weave is a fantastic way to switch up your look, to grow your hair, and to just relax from everyday maintenance. So the first thing that I want to demystify is that I am anti-weaves. But what I do have a problem with is women who wear weaves because they're hiding their natural hair. Whether it's relaxed or natural, they just don't feel that their God-given hair from their roots is beautiful enough to show the world. But if a lady is doing that to switch up her look and to just, she maybe wants a straight look and she's done with a kinky look for a while, that's perfect. Is there such a thing as my hair just does not grow? I mean, there are people who say, you know, we just don't have good hair in our family.
No, all hair grows. All hair grows. The difference is the rate at which it grows, which is genetically determined, but also healthy hair regimen practices can influence your rate of growth. So as I'm talking about wheat germ or constantly deep conditioning, moisturizing your hair, having it in protective styles like weaves and braids, loose braids, or crochet braids, that tends to grow your hair faster. But all hair grows. And if you want to do a small experiment, shave bald, and you will see your hair is growing back.
So you have a YouTube channel where you teach women with natural hair, you know, just simple tips. So very quickly, can you give us some tips, I mean, for the naturalistas and even those who are daring to go natural, what are some of the simple tips, some of the things that will actually make natural hair, your natural hair, feel better than an extension or braids or whatever? What are some of the things you'd advise people to do on the get and go?
The very first thing that I'd advise women to do for those who are considering going natural is embrace yourself. Before I start giving you tips on moisturizing and oils, embrace yourself as you are. Love yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror and go like, you know what, actually I'm beautiful and God didn't make any mistakes making my hair kinky. You know, it's like saying my skin tone, it's too light, let me bleach it, let me make it darker, or it's too dark, let me make it light. you were born the way you are for a reason. So that's the first starting point. Even for me, the starting point was to love my hair as it is. The second thing I'd say is don't over manipulate your hair. You know, today you're braiding, tomorrow you're flat ironing, the next day you're blow drying, the next day you're doing so much to your hair it can't breathe. It's like even skin. If you apply too much or you do too much, that's when you start breaking out. Relax. Your hair speaks to you. Listen to it. And the third thing I'd say is don't slap on too much product. Use just what is enough, you know, just a good conditioner, a good detangler, a good shampoo and a styler, and you're fine. You're fine.
So this product, where can people find it? And then again, I want to ask about the risk involved when you put out a product like this in the market and you're giving people the guarantee that this will not disappoint you. No disappointments as yet, we hope.
Yeah.
So where can people find you?
Okay. So you can find us across the Healthy You supermarkets, Chandarana Food Plus. You can find us in Super Cosmetics. I know all ladies know Super Cosmetics. All branches, Nairobi, Mombasa, Kisumu. We're also in Nakuru, Cosmetics. We're in salons like Style Pro Salon, Amadiva Salon, Bella Beauty Parlor.
Are you planning to venture across borders?
We have. I was even coming there. So we're in Tanzania now. We're in Rwanda. We're in South Africa. We're soon to be in South Africa, sorry. And we are also in France. We're in Europe. Yeah, we're in Europe and Turkey.
So this is paying off for you. Would you be willing to sell out eventually? Would you be able to do that? We know Susie Beauty has done that. What about you?
That's a good question. I actually admire what Susie Beauty did. I always say...
Buying out the company.
Yeah, I always say don't get too emotionally attached to your business. It's a business. Treat it like a business. I would be open to that in the near future. Of course, I want to put in as much hard work and effort into the company because I am the only one who has the vision of where the company is going. But there's absolutely nothing wrong in down the line to invite people and they can come and share in. Yeah.
If you would sum this all up, we're closing now. If you were to advise a young woman out there who wants to venture into business, what do you know now that you did not know before you ventured into Marini Naturals?
That I should have started earlier. And I was very much afraid. People were saying that the natural hair market is not ready in Kenya. But, I mean, look at Marini Naturals today, it is ready. So forget the naysayers, forget the doubt. If you know you have a good product, you have a good solution for the market, just take that first step and start.
Michelle Ntalami, CEO of Marini Naturals, talking to us. Actually, top 40 under 40.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. We hope to host you in subsequent shows. Thank you very much for making time for Women in Leadership. The hashtag is Women in Leadership. Hashtag one-on-one. Bernard is next to the day.